Finding your target audience and target market for Amazon. In this video, we'll go over the difference between both, look at the common ways to segment your target audience and market, and explore some reliable ways to define them for the business opportunities you have spotted on Amazon. So if that's what you're looking for, let's go. Welcome to The Modern Sellers. If this is your first time on this channel, my name is Martin and I'm a full-time Amazon e-commerce manager. I've built this channel in my spare time to help individual Amazon sellers build a successful online business that will ultimately give financial freedom. So if that's your case, then welcome. I hope my video will be of use to you. Don't hassle yourself with taking any notes, as I've put a link in the description box below to a downloadable summary of the video for you, which you can download within a minute. So first things first, what's the difference between target audience and target market? Your target audience is a subset of target market. It refers specifically to the group of people targeted by your marketing messages. For example, you might be selling baby clothes and have as a target market young adults with a child under age 3. However, you might discover that your target audience, who you want to communicate with, will mostly be young mothers. This difference is critical to understand to ensure that your listings communicate the right ideas to the right people. So first, let's look into why you want to choose a target audience and market. Though you might hear everywhere that finding the right keywords are critical to make sales, and it's true, you must know your keywords, you also need to remember that you are not selling to keywords. You are selling to people. And at the end of the day, it is a human being on the other side of the screen who will be looking at your listings, your competitor's listing, and deciding which one they will give their money to. And while having the right keywords means that you will appear in front of your customer's eyes, it's not fishing line, pull, fishing, catching, pull that's going to convince them that you're going to rock their fishing world. As Peter F. Drucker, a renowned marketing expert, said, "The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits him and sells itself." So if you can know who your customer is, you can know how to talk to them. And if you can talk to them the way they want to be talked to, you can communicate how your product is going to make their lives better. Next, basic ways to define your audience or your market. So you have 4 types of segmentation: demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and geographic. Number 1, demographic segmentation. This is going to be your customer's gender, age, ethnicity, religion, income level, family size, occupation, educational level, and marital status. Why is it important to define these criteria? Well, let's say you're selling woodworking equipment, all right? Let's also assume here that most customers who are interested in woodworking equipment are male and age 40 and over with enough disposable income to finance a woodworking hobby. If you do not know the demographics of your target audience or your target market, you could push as a USP that your equipment is the cheapest around with pictures of smiling young women in the background. After all, aren't smiling young women good for sales? But many would consider this to be a mistake, as price sensitivity here would be rather low with a higher focus on quality. And most customers would be unable to relate to the pictures and most likely be confused. Is this for me or is this for young women? Number 2, psychographic segmentation. This type of segmentation is based on the attitudes, beliefs, lifestyle, and habits of your target market. For example, if we stick to a woodworking equipment product, you might find that your customers are usually more introverted and prefer to work with things rather than interact with people, which in turn would mean that you'd be better off creating a lifestyle picture where the background is not crowded with people. For instance, a quiet forest would be quite ideal there. Maybe you could also find out that many customers interested in woodworking also believe in hard physical work as a rewarding thing of its own, in which case you could have a sentence in your description that goes like, "Make the best from your sweat," or something along those lines, as they're more likely to associate this sentence as something positive to look forward to rather than a negative experience. Number 3, behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation is useful to understand your customer's behavior when it comes to the process of interacting and purchasing your products. This includes how they evaluate your listings, their use of your product, their purchasing patterns, such as buying on special occasions like birthdays or holidays only, discount days or bulk purchasing versus gradual purchasing. So let's take once again our example with the woodworking tools, right? Some customers might want to buy a single tool at a time, getting comfortable with them before looking to expand the toolbox, while some might want to get a whole set at once and just be done with it. How does that make a difference for you? Well, in the first case, you would want to create an individual listing for each product separately and indirectly refer to your other products in your EBC, for example. While in the second case, you'd be better off offering a whole set with all the tools included. Another example that shows the importance of behavioral segmentation would be to know how your customers value different elements of your listing when it comes to their purchasing decision. For instance, do they always scroll straight away to the reviews? Do they spend a lot of time figuring out which product is best value for money? Or do they just glance at the pictures and decide from there? Number 4. Geographic segmentation. In business, geographic segmentation refers to splitting groups depending on where they live. In the context of Amazon, if you're only selling on a single marketplace like Amazon.com, this is generally the least important kind of segmentation due to Amazon's powerful reach in terms of logistics. It can, however, still be useful in some cases, particularly if you're offering a product that is particularly popular in specific areas of your country. If you're looking to sell internationally, then it becomes quite important. Which country or countries have the highest demand for your products? Where are they located within this country? Do they have a local dialect? Sometimes the words customers use to search are different from the main language. And some markets where geographic segmentation is particularly important would be, for example, Amazon India, where you have, I think, 28 official languages and many unofficial ones. Next, identifying your audience. So now that you know how to segment your audience, let's look at some ways for you to define an audience based on a specific product. Number 1, reviews. Using reviews to map out the audience you should target is one of the main ways that Amazon sellers can get an idea of who their customers are. Here you simply go through the reviews of the product and try to see if there are any telltale things like, I bought this for my husband, or for a middle-aged man like me, or it goes well with my plans. Number 2, competitor targeting. A second technique is to look at how your competitors are marketing themselves. So if you see a product that has some nice lifestyle pictures, it's likely that they have done some sort of customer analysis themselves and tried to represent the customer in their own marketing sheets or pictures. Beware though, as they could be wrong themselves, so make sure you validate this using the rest of the techniques. Number 3 is forums. So places like Reddit or dedicated forums about the product topic is a great place to fish for information about your target audience and market. You can often just create a free account and get access to years of information, FAQs, and even detailed stories that will give you lots of details about your customers' lifestyle and their needs. Number 4, YouTube videos and comments. YouTube is also a great place to look into. Once you find the videos that your target audience watches, you can examine the top videos content for clues about what your customers are interested in. Also, don't forget to check the comments for more information, especially what they liked and disliked in the video. Number 5, friends and family opinion. You can lastly simply ask your friends and your family for what they think about your product. This can be through very open questions or through a structured questionnaire. But my advice is don't forget to offer them something back or they're going to procrastinate forever. This is the end of this week's video. I hope that you found it useful and that it helps you define your target audience and market a little bit more precisely. Don't forget that you can download the notes pack in the description box below so you can easily review the ideas we've talked about again anytime you wish. In the next video, I will be talking about product research strategy, which will cover the main approach that you should have when looking for products to sell so you can maximize your chances of selling products that will be successful in the long term and also avoid the deadly traps of selling products that are likely to fail. So if this is of interest to you, I recommend that you subscribe and you enable the notification bell so you can know straight away when it comes out and then apply these tips as soon as possible. On that note, I wish you a good week and let's keep selling.